So good morning, everyone. A couple months ago, I decided that I would start vlogging, and I have yet to follow up with it. I just woke up, thus the hair, and I want to talk a little bit about some of the dream work that I do going forward. I find it extremely enlightening and profound. Some of the symbolisms that your subconscious can bring to the forefront when you're dreaming are very important. A lot of people don't quite understand it. And there's a lot of differences between like lucid dreaming, things that you're in control of, and some of the things that might just pop up in your mind that you're not in control of but are very vivid. So I'll start by sharing dreams that I've had, and then we'll sort of travel down that road of defining different things, like what's a lucid dream and all that. And I'll start making these videos to sort of focus and be a little bit more organized with sharing. So a lot of times when I am lucid dreaming or dreaming, the vivid ones come most when I have woken and then gone back to sleep. And because I do this regularly through the night, I can have multiple dreams in a night. Some of them are what would be considered astral travel. That's a whole nother section that we'll visit on another day. But I have like super sleepy eyes, bear with me. So, okay, so dream last night. I had several dreams last night. Some of them I don't remember most of. And the one before I woke up that I remember the most was about a spider. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen the YouTube video Lucas the spider, like the little cute spider. It's kind of like that, but not really. So it was like this little tiny spider come crawling up on my bed. I was doing something. I think I was writing, or I think I was writing about dreams, actually. Think about it. In like just writing about what I had dreamt about. So I was like sitting in bed with my covers that I have now, like everything, just chilling here. And up comes a spider, and I was like eating blueberries. I don't know why I was eating blueberries, but I was. And so like I gave the spider a blueberry, and surprisingly he ate it. And I was like, oh, okay. So he like eats the blueberry and scurries off, and then he comes back. And he's slightly bigger. Little black spider, hairy, cute, kind of. If you're not absolutely petrified of spiders, he was cute. And so he eats the blueberry, he runs off, and then he comes back. And he gets a little closer to me, and I'm like, oh. Here, take the blueberry. Leave me alone. He takes the blueberry. He eats it. He runs away, comes back. A little bit bigger this time. And there was like this shiny, as he gets bigger and bigger, there's like this shiny black octagon on its top of its head, like a spider I've never seen before. And it's kind of like a time lapse. Like, so over time I keep feeding the spider these blueberries, and so I said, well, he's getting bigger, so I give him bigger blueberries, and he gets even bigger, and he keeps eating the blueberries and then coming back, and eventually he gets big enough to where he can carry the blueberry away with him. And he takes the blueberry with him, he eats it, but then he still comes back for more. And so I keep feeding this spider these blueberries. And at some point, I felt like I had a good understanding of what the spider wanted when it come back for the blueberries. And so then I started setting out a certain amount of blueberries from my bowl of blueberries that I was eating in the morning for him. And I would chuckle, and I like come in, and then eventually somebody came into my room. I think it was Tony, and he said, what are you doing? And I said, oh, just wait, there's a spider that'll come back, and he's pretty big now. Like he's like around this big. He's coming up to the thing. And I had looked up, I guess I had like was so intrigued by this like friendly spider that I had made friends with, that I decided I was going to buy this little thing that said what he was, and I had like a little chart and what he liked to eat. It was like grasshoppers and blueberries and all this other stuff. and somebody had mentioned, like, why don't you make a cage for him? And I didn't want to cage him, and he, like, lived in my house. It was weird. He comes back up on the bed, and I fed the blueberry, and of course Tony's like, oh my god, that's so weird. I fed the blueberry. He, like, takes off with this gigantic blueberry and, like, nibbles it down, and then comes up and sits next to me. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden he has, like, this cocoon, and he's pulled himself inside of it. It's like he turned it, there's like a hermit crab spider. It was weird. And he's, like, eating out of the shell, and he's just kind of chilling, and then we just kind of, like, we're on a level playing field. He didn't come too close to me. I didn't get too close to it. I gave it blueberries. And so it's dreams like that are, like, they're symbolic, and it makes you wonder what they mean, because a lot of times our subconscious mind will pull forth stuff that seems really awry and very abstract. For me, the interpretation for that probably has a lot to do with my giving nature and my empathy for others, being what would be considered an empath, knowing when to give and when not to give, and how much to give, and having this understanding of what you can and cannot give to be healthy. So, and this spider is a very intricate symbolism in general, and it's always kind of been very prevalent in my life, ironically. And it just kind of, we talk about, like, the web of things and how things are all interconnected, and that's what I think of as a spider. So with this new dream, of course, I'll be meditating more on it today about what else it means to me. But it was just so vivid and so real that it's one of those things that stuck with me. So when I woke up, that's the one thing that I remembered. So it must have some subconscious importance. Because it was lucid and I sort of was viewing, normally I can view in third person and in first person when I'm having these dreams. This dream was all first person. So, and I was subconsciously, objectively observing the dream itself. Like, as it's happening, I'm thinking, okay, what's the spider mean? How come I'm feeding it blueberries? What's with the markings? Let me look at the details. I can focus on different details during the dreams. And in doing this dream work, you begin to know yourself a little bit better each time. So it's sort of self-exploratory. It's super important. It sounds silly to some people who are not used to dream work, but it's really important. So with that being said, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and what I'm going to do going forward is record more of what I see, think, feel, and we'll touch more on what lucid dreaming means, what astral travel means, what the differences are. Till next time, guys.